y'all. Welcome to the Shine Shack, the channel that's all about making quality shine for less of your dimes. Got a good one today, y'all. We're going to do a wheated bourbon and all grain mash. No sugar. I don't do many of these every year, just a couple times to make some good bourbon or whiskey. In my opinion, it takes a lot of grain, a lot of time, a lot of effort. I like to use sugar, do things the cheaper way. But I talked to my buddy over at Outlaws Cut Liquor. Y'all check his page out on YouTube. He told me about doing it in my mash barrel instead of standing over that damn pot worrying about scorching for hours. So we're going to try it that way today. I want to thank him for sharing that idea with me. I had never seen it done like that before. But we're going to use Broken Bones Distillery, high temp alpha amylase, and then we're going to have North Georgia Steel Company Gluco amylase. So we're going to do that. I'm going to get some water, bring it up to a boil, get my grain grinding. Let's get to it, y'all. Hey, y'all, first off, I'm going to sanitize the mash barrel with some Starch sand. Love this stuff. You just spray it and forget about it. Here's our grain, y'all. 20 pounds of good old fresh red wheat. 40 pounds of good old fresh local yellow dent corn. Support your local farmer. Hey y'all, I got 15 gallons of water. I'm gonna bring it to a rolling boil. I may not need that much, but it don't hurt to have extra hot water in case we need to up that temp. We're looking for a temp between 180 and 190 degrees. Let's get to grinding these grains. Hey y'all, it's time to grind the corn up. I just use a low-tech, old school kind of grinder, but I do put a drill on it. Let's get some corn ground up. Here's the consistency I like. It's in between a cornmeal and like a corn flour. Let me get this corn ground and I'll be back when we do the wheat. Now we're gonna grind our wheat. Here's the consistency I like my wheat. Good and floury, but also kind of chunky. Hey y'all, so we got all of our grains grinded up. About to make a floury mess in here. But we're gonna go ahead and get them dumped down in the barrel. Hey y'all, we got our grains in the mash barrel. Now we're gonna start adding our boiling water. I'm gonna go ahead and add these 15 gallons of water and I'll be right back, y'all. We got our 15 gallons of boiling water in there. I'm gonna go ahead and start stirring it. It may get foggy and fog out the camera. I can't really help that, but let's hope not. All right, I'm gonna finish getting this stirred up and I'll be right back. Hey y'all, so we got it all mixed together with our boiling water. I mean, this is 3 pounds per gallon, so I mean, it is thick. Let me move the camera a little closer, y'all. It is super thick. So thick it's bogging down my drill, and that don't ever happen. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add the Broken Bones Distillery high temp alpha amylase. Alright, we got that in and we're going to mix it real good and watch it turn back to a liquid. I'm going to get this mixed up and I'll be right back. Hey y'all, that burner's still going, but as you can see, it's done turned back to a liquid. Now after we mix that amylase up real good, now we're going to put the lid on it and we're going to let it sit for 30 minutes and then we'll be back, y'all. And we'll get her finished up with the Gluco. Hey y'all, I just thought I'd take a minute to explain the enzymes that I used for the ones who haven't done any all grain mashes before. So when I add the alpha amylase, it converts the starch into sugars, dextrins. It's not really yeast friendly stuff, so we add glucoamylase, which converts the dextrins into maltose and glucose. which is very yeast friendly, easy fermentable. Now, if you're using malted grains, you don't have to use liquid enzymes or even the powdered enzymes, because during the malting process, it creates the alpha and beta amylase in that grain. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. It's been 30 minutes. As you can tell, it's liquid. Hey y'all, so we're going to do our starch test real quick, make sure all of our starches have been converted into fermentable sugars. I like to put mine in a white bowl, and I don't get no grain pieces in it. I like just the liquid right there. Alright, let's go over here. And normally, if you had to do, like if you were using powdered enzymes or malt, you would want to gelatinize your grain, then do a starch test, and make sure your starches are exposed. It would turn jet black when you dump this iodine tincture in there. A dark purple, black. But if all of our starches have been converted into sugars, it'll go back to its original color, which is, as you can see on that stick, that's the original color. Like a brown, dark brown, yellow. Looky there. If you move it around, it went right back to its original color. That means all of our starches have been converted into fermentable sugars. Now, guys, we're going to fill the barrel up the rest of the way with water, and we're going to add our Gluco amylase. Hey y'all, since the starch test was good, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the other 5 gallons of water. Then we'll mix it up real good, and then we're going to add the Gluco amylase. I may actually put another gallon or 2 in there. I like fermenting on the grain. You get more flavor off of your grains. And then I like to use them to sour mash. I'm going to go ahead and get another gallon or 2 of water, and I'll be right back. Hey y'all, so I've already checked the gravity and it's still at 115 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and add my Gluco amylase. And I'm going to let it probably sit overnight and pitch the yeast in the morning, because I need it down below 90. And it's getting late. But it's 1.057, and with the temperature correction, my gravity's at a 1.066. Which is a decent gravity. I'm not adding no sugar to this mash. I want it just an all grain. So we're going to go ahead and add the Gluco and stir it up, and then I'm going to let it sit overnight. And in the morning, I'll come out here and pitch the yeast. So we need 6 teaspoons for this barrel of Gluco. So there's 1, 2, 3. We'll stir it up real good. This come up to being right at a 25-gallon mash instead of a 20. I went ahead and put a little extra water to cool it down a little bit, but it just hurt my gravity a little bit. I would have had probably a 1.075 gravity if it wasn't for adding extra water. But it's okay. We'll leave it sitting overnight, and I'll pitch yeast in the morning. Hey y'all, so I let the mash sit overnight because it was too hot last night. I'm going to pull a temperature on it. And it's perfect. We're sitting at 88.9. It was still like 115 degrees late last night. So I'm going to aerate it real good. Put that right there for a minute. We're going to add the yeast to it. On all my grain mashes, I just use dady yeast. I'm just going to coat the top. You don't want to put too much yeast, but you want to make sure you have enough. I always just coat the top. Normally it'd be like 7 or 8 tablespoons anyway. That's just a good old coating right there. I'm gonna mix it in real quick. She'll be working hard within 2 hours. Alrighty, y'all, we're gonna cap her off and let her work. This is the mash 3 hours later. It's already formed a big cap. It's working hard. I'm big on taking notes on all my mashes. Even if I've done that mash bill 30 times, I always take notes. It's easy for you to replicate it and even write down tasting notes. Then also I get these little folders and I write down about everything, even if I've done it 10 times. It's done fermenting. It's off gassing a little here and there. See all that oil on top of the mash? It's the oil from the corn. 67% corn, 33% red wheat. It's gonna be some good damn liquor, y'all. Filtering the mash out, I like to make sure there ain't nothing that can make it into the still. Some people just pump it straight over to the still. I take my time and filter it real good. There ain't nothing no worse than some damn scorched liquor. Alright, y'all, we're gonna get the still filled up. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna finish filling the still up and we'll be back when it's time to fire up. Hey, y'all, so we just got the still all filled up. We're gonna put a little bit of mash in the thumper. And there we go. I'm gonna get her fired up. Y'all stay tuned. Hey y'all, so we just switched from heads to hearts. Smells wonderful. Got the parrot filling up now. I've had a lot of questions lately, y'all, on how much heads do I collect, how much hearts, how much tails. And do you go by temperature or what? I don't go by temperature. The only thing I use my thermometer for is to let me know I'm about to start running. Once I get the temp and I start running, I don't look at that thermometer anymore. Always go by taste, smell, feel. Does it feel oily? Does it evaporate quick? Does it smell grungy? Does it smell sweet and clean? Does it smell like acetone and fingernail polish? Go by that, because it's going to be real strong and burny, very acetone and paint thinner. That's your heads. Your hearts are going to be sweeter, not as burny on the nose. Toned down a little bit, you'll smell good flavor coming in. When you get your tails, it'll go from a good clean, nice grain smell or fruit smell, real sweet, it'll go to grungy, wet cardboard, almost like wet dog, very nasty. And the feel, your heads will evaporate real quick when you rub it. Your hearts won't, but when you get to your tails, they'll feel kind of oily as you rub them on your hand. Always feel it and smell it and taste it. But I'm going to keep on running here, and I'll be back, y'all. Also, I've ran off 3 quarts already. So far, so good. Damn good nose on it. You get that corn and that wheat, it's strong. Nothing makes a better bourbon than an all grain mash. If you try to do like a sugar shine and make a bourbon, it always has a different flavor, a different nose. I love doing sugar shines. I put sugar in almost all my mashes, but when it comes to making a bourbon or a good whiskey, all grain's the way to go. It's running good. I'm gonna run off a couple more jars, y'all, but I'll be back in a little bit when it's time to switch over to tails. Hey y'all, so I just made the tails cut. I'm about to shut the still down. It was a good run. You can really smell that wheat on the nose, and I love wheat. Wheat is one of my favorite grains. It doesn't overpower the corn though, that's what I like. You get both of them, but the wheat is strong. I did 67% corn, 33% wheat on this mash bill. You get the corn and wheat on the palate, super smooth. That's about 130 proof, and it's super smooth. Some good damn liquor, y'all. Y'all try it out. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. And until next time, shine on.